anything about these. There it is, pretty much.
That's fine. I don't really know anything about them either.
Okay. You know more than I do.
Well, they're right here. We can look at them.
Okay. And are we live now?
Yep.
Well, let's go.
Okay. So tool news is that Vaughan. We initially got a letter saying that Marshalltown was going to buy Vaughan, and that turned out not to be true because their deal fell through. And so then today, what did you hear?
Well, so we hear that everything is in limbo, but we understand that Vaughan is going to close their plant in Illinois, which is really too bad. It's been there for 100 years, 150 years. And they have a plant in Arkansas, which is going to remain open.
That's not Vaughan, though.
It's owned by Vaughan, though.
But they don't make anything Vaughan related.
Yeah.
So it's not really a Vaughan plant. It's Dasco.
It kind of reminds me of the SK deal where they had the shop vac plant that was going to also make the SK.
Right.
And so is it, will Vaughan move equipment down there to make hammers?
No.
Yeah, well.
I mean, so you have.
It's doubtful, I guess.
Yeah, you have a company that just tried to be bought, and the company that was buying them looked at their financials and decided not to buy them. And so I don't think that they're going to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars to move equipment all the way across the country and set it back up again, which we know has always been a terrible process for manufacturers, no matter how you do it.
That was the end of Armstrong. It was ruined SK.
So I just can't imagine that that's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to invest enough money to keep that plant open, you're not going to invest the money to move all the manufacturing equipment.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid you're probably right.
Yeah. So I mean, we haven't heard anything like that, but that's what I would just have to guess.
We put a big order in today to Vaughan, and will they fill it? We don't know.
Yeah.
I understand that they've been acknowledging orders last week and filling them.
So a lot of their ball peens.
Yeah, it's mainly ball peens.
That's their big seller with them. Mm-hmm. So another manufacturer bites the dust.
It appears to be the case.
Yes, and we missed one, which was Starrett, was bought by some venture capital company.
Yeah.
And we know almost nothing about that.
Yeah. Always a bad sign, though.
Yes. So what's some good news? Some good news is a bright spot in U.S. manufacturing are fancy tool bags for carpenters. Right. We've seen, this is like the classic American story, which is you have a bunch of crappy bags out there, and you have construction guys working, mason, in this case, like framers, carpenters, and they just burn through their bags, And so one of the guys got tired of it. He made himself his own bags out of leather. Goes back to the job site. Everybody loves his bags. It's the beginning of Occidental, and they were like the first really nicely made bag company.
And that's sort of the story of Rude Dog too.
Yeah, and same thing with Rude Dog. And again, so Rude Dog now has their own version of leather bags for different trades. Mm-hmm. Hey, can you guys get that? And Diamondback was another company that they came out with a nice line of bags, but they had like the more like synthetic super material stuff.
Atlas 46, they didn't have tool bags, but they had bags.
Atlas 46 has their own kind of versions of it, and now we got this Weaver Tool Gear, which is another. These are all U.S. companies, and these are all kind of new companies that have kind of emerged out of this
high-end, good quality merchandise.
Adventure Tool.
Oh, that's right.
So Adventure Tool, he was a customer of ours, a sheriff in Colorado. I'm blanking on his name, but he makes really nice bags for like the off-roading adventure tool. And has really been very successful. And so when we tried Diamondback, for a little while. It didn't work just because of COVID stuff, not really related to anything else but that.
They had their following.
Yeah. We're pretty solidly behind Occidental, though.
Yes, we are.
And in the past, it would be a faux pas to have two companies selling the same thing. But all of those old rules, I feel like, are... I mean, it's almost like it's like Game of Thrones, kind of explaining the old ways that were obliterated at some point that almost nobody pays attention to.
The internet's really changed a lot.
Yeah. But I still have some of that in me, and so when I bought some of the Weaver stuff, I wanted to really just focus on the stuff that we don't have from Occidental.
Right.
And so I actually have things here.
So
Can you believe
look.
it?
I've not even looked at them yet.
Yeah, I know. You haven't even seen it. So we got a trimmer set and a framer set.
Mm-hmm.
And the trimmer set is like a lighter, more compact version. They're all this like super material stuff. Weaver tool. And they're lighter. That's the big thing. They're much lighter.
Yeah. And they look really well made.
They're super comfy. They've got this nice quick connect belt, which actually...
Is that steel? Metal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty nice.
Nice heavy rivets.
Yeah, they have a nice cutout here. They actually put a triangle for your rapid square. They do like the fat lip thing where your bags stay open so you can get your hand in there without hitting it on a bunch of crap. Otherwise, just looks solid. Leather bottoms. Pretty standard all pouch setup for framers, but they do a few things different. Like they'll put the, little like almost like a bandolier for your bits.
Oh yeah.
So you can stick all different sets of bits in here. And they've got inside pouches, and they've got the synthetic belt, which I think also really cuts down on how much weight these things are.
How are these priced compared to Occidental?
I think they're pretty much. I mean, everything's around that same price point. It's like when the $12 hamburger came out, Right. And then suddenly all hamburgers are $12. The other cool thing that they did was they have this, their suspenders, but they put a water pack on the back. So you can actually hold water.
Yeah, backpackers use those.
Backpackers use those, but I've never seen them for construction.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to think of it, but it was different, and I thought I'd give it a shot. So, kind of a cool feature.
Very interesting.
Mount Hope, Ohio. And, whenever I hear about new American-made tool companies, it's like you want to give them a shot, because I think while certain industries are not doing well for us, there are other parts that are, and I mean...
You want to reinforce what you can.
And you want to reinforce what you can. So we're giving them a shot. We got them up on the front counter. Yeah. They're worth coming in and just checking out and looking at how they're made, because that's the way that we've always sold Occidental, is people really want to feel it in their hands. And because you really can't, I mean, what can you tell? It's like you've got to like look at the stitching and look at the riveting and look at the material and feel it and see how good it actually is. So, what else? That's all I have.
Yeah, I can't think of anything earth-shattering.
Oh, it's been. We bought a little closeout deal.
Oh, yeah, it's a little, but it's interesting. A bunch of 6-in-1 screwdrivers from Tecton. It'll be good. It'll be a good deal. And there was a bunch, over 1,000 #1 Phillips screwdrivers made in USA from Nicholson.
Yeah, the file company.
Yeah. Well, they used to be, I think, an all-around tool company. They made files and saws was, and who knows what else. And before they got mixed in with Cooper Group.
But I would imagine that this was the initial of them getting mixed up with Cooper Group. Don't you think? Because they look a lot to me like the Exolite stuff. And so I the story I have in my mind is that Nicholson was brought into the Cooper Group, and then Cooper Group had maybe a line of Nicholson screwdrivers that were made by Exolite.
I think...
Because they don't look like the Crescent.
Yeah. But I think Nicholson was in Cooper Group before Exolite.
Yeah.
I have that in my head.
But, yeah.
But, I mean...
They're green. They're like that bright green acetate.
Yeah. They're cool. I'm glad.
They're nice looking. They say, Nicholson made in the USA. So,
yeah.
And we'll work out some deal. People have been asking about the discount codes.
Oh, right.
There are discount codes. They're not super secret discount codes, and I'm going to have to really sit down and figure that out soon. And so I'm going to give myself the deadline of next week. I'll come up with something. Usually I try to do something every month, but I'll come up with something soon.
Okay. It's on tape, people.
That's right. I can't go back on it now.
Right.
It's too early to start talking about Epstein's Day, but Epstein's Day is on the horizon.
Rusty called today, and he asked.
That's right.
So
yes.
Anyway, that kind of kicks it off.
July 4th, or that weekend, is typically what we do, depending on how the calendar falls. But we've got some new ideas for merchandise, hats, koozies, shirts.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff from Weaver, I believe, hats and stuff.
Oh, sure, but I'm talking about our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the free stuff. That's kind of the strategy this time.
So what you're saying is that there's giveaways.
Yeah.
With you buy a certain amount from the company,
right.
Then
good quality merchandise that we can give away.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff this time. But we don't quite know what it is. We haven't designed anything or done anything yet.
Companies haven't gotten back to us yet.
Yeah. Channel Lock just emailed me.
Oh, good.
So it's Channel Lock, right? Malco.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Is going to do something.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Not related to locking grip pliers, but to some kind of merch that we can make with them.
Right.
But those continue to sell well.
Yes, they do.
I feel like someone's playing a harmonica outside.
I know. I can hear a harmonica too.
Oh, look, he's right there.
Yeah. The chubby white guy.
Yeah. It's a slow day downtown. Just a man walking around playing the harmonica.
Right.
All right. I think that's good.
Yep.